Welcome back, once again, adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, not a lot actually happened. Akio met with Michi and then ran into Subaru that afternoon, and then later in the evening, Kaito went over to Akio's house, and that pretty much sums it up. We're still no closer to figuring out just how the hell we're supposed to win the Robo 1 contest in barely 2 weeks, and hopefully try and keep the Robotics Club alive. Otherwise, if we fail, Vice Principal Isui, no, I'm getting it wrong. It was Usui, sorry. I'm getting the letters mixed around in my head. Anyway, the Vice Principal will shut down the Robotics Club completely if we fail this task, so there's a lot of pressure on us. Which probably explains why Kaito is here of all places on a Sunday. I think we're, the only reason we'd be here is the club facility room where the robot is currently gathering dust. I'm glad too. Yeah, I'm glad it's sunny today. I think that to myself as I remove my helmet. The breeze feels nice and cool, perhaps due to yesterday's rain. The school grounds on Sunday are quiet. It's been a while since I come to school on a day off on club business, or at least it's my first time doing it this year. Honestly, I would much prefer to be lying around at home playing Kill Ballad. Yeah, that also happened yesterday, thanks to Kaito's mother ordering him to carry out an errand. He pretty much missed out on potentially being matched up with the 4 remaining ranked leaders in Kill Ballad. There's a huge astronomical chance that Kaito will actually be able to fight one of them in an online battle, which he needs to do in order to make it up the rankings. But it's not impossible. After seeing Akiho's tweet that read, "I'm so lonely doing an overhaul at the club room on a Sunday, I came here." Speaking of that, we should probably check Twitter. It's sunny. Feels good. I want to go to the beach. Let's not reply just yet. You're not picking up. Still sleeping? Yep. I guess I'll go. Akio Sanomiya going out. And there's the tweet that Kaito just mentioned. For real. Looks like that beach one is the other one that we can reply to. Definitely not that one. You know what? Probably a bad time to mention Misaki after remembering everything with that, remembering the trial and tribulation that still lies ahead of us. But you know what? Let's reminisce. Thinking about it, haven't gone to the beach in years. Maybe the last time was when Mizune was still on the island. We won't do anything else. As soon as I saw that she was all by herself, I painstakingly dragged myself over here. My personal policy has always been that I never participate in robotics club activities. A policy that, thanks to a certain agreement, will now be broken. But when it comes to everything else, I do my best to help Akiho out whenever she needs a hand. Akiho and I are basically one in body and soul at this point. I was going to say mind and body there, but body and soul works as well. We rarely do things without each other. Damn it, Akiho. How have you forgotten about your attacks? Yeah, Kaito actually mentioned that she had some kind of panic attack, or stress attack, or some kind of attack. When she was trying to wrangle support for the robotics club. Or maybe she's still salty about me steamrolling her ass in KB last night. She knows I showed no mercy. The lawn in front of the club room is still damp from yesterday's rain. Too bad. I would have loved to lay down and game for a bit. Well, if the weather improves, it won't take that long for the water to evaporate. I can see Akiho's back through the open clubroom door.
Aki-chan!
When I call out to her, she immediately recognizes my voice and comes outside.
あれ、来たの？
来たよ。はい、差し入れ。
I toss her a bottle of Skal.
スコール！
Not that I know what Skal is. I can assume that, yeah. I think we can safely say that it's non-alcoholic. It sounds like an alcoholic beverage, though. After catching it, she raises the bottle up high in excitement and then begins chugging it down right after. Seeing her drink it is like it's the nectar of the gods or something is enough to put a smile on my face. I think a certain somebody would debate you on what is the real nectar of the gods, but that is a debate for another time. A thin layer of sweat covers Akiho's forehead. I guess it's still hot inside the club room. Or in yeah. In another word, refreshing. My usual seat of choice is too damp to sit on, so I settle for a clubroom chair. Yeah, he's not going to help Akiho tidy up the clubroom facility now, is he? No, of course not. Sprawled out on the table is our Honorary Prez disassembled. Almost said dismembered there, which is probably kind of the same thing. Also, yeah, I had completely forgotten that was the nickname that they gave to TM3. Honorary Prez. I'm probably going to forget it again, unfortunately, at some point. Akiho sits in front of the table and begins to further take it apart with a screwdriver in hand.
それより昨日マニュアルは見つかったの?
Yeah, we've been SOL on trying to finding it so far. As I was leaving her house last night, Akiho loudly declared that she was going to continue her search.
これ。
Okay, so Misaki hadn't taken it with her, or disposed of it, which is unfortunate for us. It means we can finally get somewhere. Akiho holds up a notebook. The pages inside are covered with all sorts of design drawings, notes, and programs that are all written in feminine handwriting. Obviously, Misaki, obviously since it's her design, it would be her handwriting.
ミサ姉の手書き
Is what I just said.
結局ね、お父さんの書斎にあった。
Well, at least you found it.
俺の予想通りだったね。
That happened to be the one place we didn't search last night. Isn't that always the way? That's just how it goes.
で、名誉部長は治りそう？
Well, having the designs is certainly a big plus in our favor. Getting the materials to restore it, on the other hand, is the next step.
どうかな。バラして故障の原因を見つけなきゃ。
Too bad they don't have a robot restoration center that we can take it to. But then again, that would just be too convenient.
単純に電池切れとかそういうオチだったら笑うよね。
I think our situation is a little bit more complex than that.
その可能性は結構高いかも。バッテリー切れってだけなら充電すれば済む話なの。
If these robots genuinely run on AA or AAA batteries, that would be hilarious.
それなら簡単でいいな。アキちゃんも苦労しないでしょ。
問題は充電器が行方不明だったり。
Well, that is very unfortunate.
行方不明だとどうなるの？
It means that even if we got it in tip-top shape, even if we got it in tip-top shape, yeah, we don't have power.
新しく手に入れないといけなくなる。
お高いの？
I'm hoping they don't cost as much as the actual robots
お
themselves.
高い。5000円以上する。
More than $50 for a battery charger. Ouch.
マジ？
しかも10年も前のパーツだから、それに対応する充電器を見つけるだけでも一苦労だよ。取り寄せるだけで1週間ぐらいかかるかも。
That's half the time we actually need to prepare. Akiho removes one screw after another in an orderly fashion while she explains the battery situation to me. The screws are all 2 to 3 millimeters long. If she drops them, that's all she wrote. Let's just hope they don't shear, because if they break, we're screwed.
どのネジがどこのなのか把握しながらバラしてる？
That one came off the top of my head, adventurers. I did not plan that. This was not premeditated. I literally just said what came to mind, without realizing that it was a pun.
なんとなく。
But joking aside,
なんとなくでいいの？
Yeah, we
ほ
still
とん
have
どは同
problems.
じ大きさのネジだからそんなに問題にはならないよ。
I think we want to know that we're actually using the right screws that we're supposed to be using. She seems to be storing the removed screws in an empty snack can, so I take a peek inside.
でもさ、微妙に長さの違うネジがちょっと混じってるけど。
So they're mismatched already. Great.
Eh?
Don't give me that. She's way too disorganized.
まあマニュアルあるし平気だって。
That only partially helps our situation, Akiho. God help us all. God can't help us now. Yeah, I still have no intention of intervening. Yeah, whether it be renovation or tidying this place up, both of those activities count as doing work for the Robotics Club, which, as Kaito has made clearly plain, is a big no-no in his book.
ギルバラ、起動。
God damn it. He really does not care. I pull out my phone droid and boot up Kill Ballad.
バッテリー交換以外には何あるの？
全サーボモーターの動作チェックとかサーボアンプが正常かどうか調べたりとか。
Well, as Kaito Yashio would say, good luck with that.
後でロボクリニックに行ってこようかな。
The robot clinic is a parts store that our club has ties to. As per its name, it mostly carries hobby robot related parts. It's basically Akiho's current lifeline. And ours. The shop owner is pretty terrifying though.
それとプログラムだね。苦手だからあんまり手をつけたくないんだけど、そっちもチェックしないとロボワンじゃ勝てないだろうな。
Yeah, we're going to need top of the line stuff if we want to win the competition. Top of the line stuff that we clearly haven't before. The club room is hot and dark. Akiho relies solely on the disc lamp as she tinkers away at the robot's small pieces. I hope she doesn't go blind. Anyway, guess I'll start playing Kill Ballad. I don't even. I can't. Akiho disassembles the Honorary Prez. And I play Kill Ballad. The sounds of the birds chirping fills the air of the island. It's just a relaxing Sunday afternoon. In fact, it's so relaxing that it's hard to believe that the club is on the verge of being disbanded.
ねえ、カイ。例えばさ、ロボワンでオペレーターとかやってみる気ないかな。
オペレーターって何？
We're doomed.
操縦する人のこと。
If I give in here, Operation make Akiho give up on Robo 1 would all be for naught. Time to go cold.
別に興味ないかな。
なんで？
Akio's eyes widen and she peeks at my face.
いつもキルバラでロボット操縦してるのに。
Yeah, not entirely the same thing.
俺はロボット操縦が好きだからキルバラを選んだんじゃないよ。このゲームが格ゲーとして優れてて、オンラインに強敵がいるからプレイしているわけでね。
Before I got hooked on Kill Ballad, I was into all kinds of fighting games with normal human characters.
やってみたいとも思わない？
思わないね。
Yeah, as we've heard many times, Kaito really doesn't care about robots.
ロボワンにも強敵はいるよ。それに1対1の勝負だよ。
そもそもオペレーターはアキちゃんがやるべきだよ。部長だし、アキちゃんが名誉部長を修理してるんだし。
そりゃ自分で操縦はしてみたいけど、カイの方がうまくできそうな気がしたから。
She did say that she was bad at programming.
ロボの操縦は俺だってやったことないから、スタートラインは同じでしょ。
そっか、そうだよね。
She continues her tasks silently for a while.
ねえカイ、率直な意見を教えてほしいんだけど。
Akio takes an unusually serious tone. Could she finally realize that she has no chance of winning Robo 1? I stop playing Kill Ballad and look at Akio.
カイはどう思う？種子島新さんのデザイン、かっこ悪いよね。
I nearly collapsed out of sheer disappointment.
すごくどうでもいい。
なんで？ここ重要だよ。
Yeah, this is going downhill fast.
これデザインしたのってミサ姉でしょ。文句はミサ姉に言いなよ。
だってお姉ちゃん東京だし。
つまりアキちゃん的にはデザインに一新したいの。でもね、それ作ってる余裕ある？
ないけど。
Akio looks displeased.
なんか物足りない気がするんだ。弱そうっていうか。
あんまりそういうの意識してデザインしたわけじゃないと思うよ。
でもやっぱり見た目は重要だよ。強そうな方がたぎるし。デザイン一新は無理でも一部を改良する程度で印象変わらないかな。
You know, that might work, but it's still going to take quite an amount of time.
例えばカイがオペレーターなら両肩にキャノンとかあった方がいいよね。
Getting that running would probably be a bit of a stretch.
Cannon.
キャノン。
Yes, she said cannons, alright.
何それ、役に立つの？
キャノンはぶっ放すんだよ。
And that helps us how?
ロボワンの試合で？
違うよ、そういう設定。
ロボワンの試合ではどう使うの？
ただの飾りかな。
Things are falling apart. Give me a break. This one's on me for taking her seriously.
でね、うちがオペレーターならどんなカスタマイズがいいかなって。
ああ、好きにしたらいいと思うよ。
個人的には変形機構と必殺技が欲しいところなんだけど。
Well, it certainly would be impressive if it could transform.
そんなの採用してたら絶対に本番までに間に合わないよね。
And once again, Kaito, the master of shooting down Akiho's enthusiasm.
さすがに変形合体機構はロボワンには関係ないし、実現するのはかなり難しいから最初から諦めてるけどね。
それなら変形機構もいらないでしょう。
ダメか。
So basically, we've gone around in a big circle and are right back at square one.
何を優先させるかだよ。プライドか結果かみたいな。
結果。
へえ、そう。なんで黙るの？
いや。
She's laughing it off, but it seems like she's finally realized how ridiculous her ideas were. Me and Akio return to our respective tasks. The robot clinic is southbound on Interstate 58, just after the intersection entering Minamitane. It has a cool neon sign, although the fact that it's got boarded up windows kind of worries me a bit. And that clearly looks like a car under a blue tarp. Akio often drags me here since it's on the way home, back home from school. Its convenient location is a real pain in the neck for me.
いつも思うけど、完全にホラーだよね、ここ。
I believe that you're mistaking this place for a motel, there, Kaito. The gaudy neon sign forces itself into my line of sight like it's battling the setting sun. The sign's overwhelming presence makes me want to enter the store even less. It's not that bad. It's actually probably the only good thing this place has going for it. Even with summer right around the corner, it feels a bit chilly around here. The clinic occupies a single-story building. All of the windows are covered in plywood, so you can't see inside. Behind the building is a large pile of scrap tossed carelessly behind a fence. Feels like something might burst out of that mess.
もっとこう、なんとか研究所みたいな外見にしてほしいよね。
I think they're in the same situation that we are at the Robotics Club. They just don't have the finances. Or then again, maybe they just like this aesthetic. Akio watches too much mecha anime. I'd rather wait outside since it's a pain, but as always, Akio pushes my back and forces me inside. Inside, Western music echoes throughout the store at a ridiculously high volume. Rock music, to be specific. I don't know what you're talking about. I got the volume turned way down and it's actually sounding really catchy. Also, the interior of the store I'm noticing is, yeah, very much contrasting with its exterior, which, in my book, is probably a good thing. I would have expected this place to be covered with dust inside as well as outside, but looks like whoever runs the store here takes pride in what they do. This feels more like a nightclub or some kind of concert venue. It's always like this here, which is why nobody ever comes by. As for the choice of music, rock is just the owner's thing. The inside of the store is dusty, dark and messy. Scrap is all over the place and it feels like the owner has zero intention of ever tidying it up. I don't know where you're looking, because this place actually looks actually fairly well organized, at least the part of the store that I can see. I've literally nothing to say. I'm literally at a loss for words. I guess that is saying something. I suddenly noticed that the man of the hour has exited the back room and is now sitting at the counter in silence. Silence? Nothing. He has his eyes closed. He's either deep in trance listening to the music, or he's probably asleep. This old man is the robot clinic's owner and self-proclaimed robot Doctor Tetsuharu Fujita. He's an incredibly stubborn, terrifying old man. I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak up louder. I can't hear you. Over this epic rock music. And still nothing. The old man scowled, seemingly unaware of what's going on. Seemingly? What is the seemingly you speak of? Akiho resorts to making weird body gestures in order to get him to lower the volume. Okay, so he does just have his eyes closed. The old man clicks his tongue and finally drops the volume down. This is how it always goes. By this point, Akiho is usually pretty exhausted. I stand by the door and watch without saying anything.
Konnichiwa, Doc.
パーツならこの前くれてやったろうが、もう分けてやるもんはねえぞ。
But we're off to a fantastic start.
それとそこの付き添い、久々に顔を出したくせに挨拶もできねえのか。
Okay, it's a little too late to make a break for it. He's glaring at me. He really is terrifying.
ご無沙汰です。
てっきりのたれ死んだのかと思ったぜ。
Okay, never before had I expected those words to come out of his mouth.
残念ながら生きてるよ。
So this is rock and roll, I think.
ドク、今日はガンツクワンの件じゃないんだ。
Oh, so he's the one who has been supplying Akiho with the gun barrel parts. Oh, she had to get them from somewhere, I guess. Doc is familiar with the Prez's history as a Robo-1 champ and Mizune's brainchild.
今オーバーホール中なんだけど、交換したいパーツがあって。
とりあえず見せてみな。
Akiho takes the disassembled parts out of her bag.
バッテリーとその充電器、できれば全く同じ種類のが欲しいの。
Just as we joked about earlier, the reason the Honorary Prez can't move is because of the old battery. If we can replace those, it should move at the very least. As for how well it will move, Akiho says that will depend entirely on the maintenance of the other parts.
強小性か。しかも生産終了になったSプラグタイプじゃねえか。
Well, hell, looks like it's time to go online shopping then, isn't it?
強小のは確か7年前に出たのからサイズも変わったんだ。
Yeah, well, battery technology has definitely evolved over the years.
これと同じもんなんざ。今手に入るわけはねえだろうがよ。
じゃあどうすれば。
We kind of knew this was a long shot.
うん、そうだな。プラグを交換すりゃなんとか対応できるだろう。バッテリーのサイズは小さくはなってんだから取り付けることは造作もねえよ。
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that Fujita is willing to lend us a hand.
プラグ交換、そんなのマニュアルにあったかな。それにうちってそんなに器用じゃないし。
I want to believe that Akiho is just exaggerating her emotions here, but something tells me that yeah, that she realizes that she's in over her head.
使えねえ小娘だな。プラグ交換なんざ大して難しい作業でもねえのによくロボ部の部長が務まるもんだ。そんならメーカー変えるしかねえな。S プラグ対応なら今だと小川だのが安いで。
じゃあそれで。
Well, at least that's a step in the right direction.
取り寄せになるから3日はかかるがいいんだな。
I know we have only 2 weeks to get this all ready and finished, but I think we are damned lucky to have 3 days. So,
お値段は
of course.
充電器も含めりゃ一番安い方でだいたい8000ちょいってとこか。
That's 300 more yen than 5,000.
高いよ。それ新品価格？
うちは中古専門だ。今さら何言ってんだ。新品ならこの倍はすんだよ。
He's not wrong.
これでも送料抜いてやってんだ。文句は一人前になってから言え。クソロボブ。
Yeah, got us good.
嘘とか言わないでよ。
他は
センサー類を新しくしたいなーなんて。
That's gonna cost more, isn't it?
賢明だな。10年前と今じゃ性能が団地だ。
Yeah, and so does the cost.
うん。でね、うちとしては全方位カメラを使いたいんだけど。
Time to learn about omnidirectional cameras, also known as a 360-degree camera. A camera capable of capturing a full 60 degrees of visual information from its surroundings. It consists of an omnidirectional mirror, a lens, and a CCD camera. Extremely compact models are commercially available for use in hobby robots.
それのどこがセンサーなんだ。カメラとセンサーの違いも理解できねえのか。
いや、全方位カメラと距離センサーを組み合わせたような、なんていうかハイテクな感じの。
ロボワン用の機体にそんな機能をつけても単なる飾りで終わりだ。 GPO ってのを考えやがれ、バカが。
Well, the man certainly knows his lingo. Read the room. A phrase referring to the ability to understand the thoughts and feelings of those around you through non-verbal cues. When used as a request or a command against someone else, it means they're being inconsiderate and should pay attention to the mood of those around them.
そもそも全方位カメラはいくらすると思ってんだ。5万じゃ済まねえぞ、貧乏学生め。
Yeah. We're never going to get that amount of money in such a short amount of time. You know, for some reason, I don't think we'll be able to haggle our way out of this one. Just saying. Akiho's eyes tear up his shoulders. The doctor is as relentless as ever, even against the young girl. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found our MVP. Kaji. No, sorry. I got his name. It's Fujita. Doc Fujita, MVP. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually ended up being. He could possibly be MVP at Robot 1. Maybe. To be honest, that's what I like about him. Even though you find him terrifying as well. Kaito. I myself am relentless when it comes to matches.
じゃあドク、ロボワンに出るにあたってどんなセンサーが一番重要かな。
Probably one of the first questions we should have asked them after the situation with the battery.
ジャイロだろうな。
でもジャイロセンサーを変えたらプログラムを最初から組み直しじゃ。
知らねえよ。プログラムもできねえ分際でホビーロボを作ろうとすんじゃねえよ。
いや、時間をかければなんとかなるかもだけど、今回スケジュールの余裕がなくて。
Yeah, we haven't even told them we have 2 weeks to do this. Our situation grows dire by the minute.
ちなみにジャイロって相場はいくら？
俺のおすすめはこいつだ。
That doesn't answer a question. The doctor squats down behind the counter and pulls out a part from the lower shelf.
香港のデバイセズヒーロー社から去年出た新型三軸ジャイロでな。性能は折り紙付きだぜ。
That grin is hilarious. Not gonna lie. Unfortunately, I don't think Fujita's going to be selling it to us anytime soon.
今なら超格安の4000でいい。
4,000 yen's still quite a lot of money. But it's probably the cheapest item we're gonna get.
負けてください。
I hate to break it to you, Akiho, but I think that was the discount.
甘えんな。ビタ一問負けるつもりはねえ。
non-negotiable. Of course.
前から言ってるはずだぜ。うちはプロとしてやってんだ。俺の提示した金額こそがプロとして保証する値段だってな。それに納得したなら買っていきな。納得できねえなら今すぐ出てけ。
ぼったくり。
Looks like we're going to be walking out of here empty-handed.
交渉決裂だな。
That, as they say, is that. Also that leather jacket. Raging Bull. Yeah, that pretty much sums up Fujita to a T.
待って待って。
Now then, what's Akio's next move? About to find out. I checked before we left. Sorry, let me read that again. I checked before we left the school. Akio is 741 yen, and I have 590 yen. So even if we pulled it all together, we can't afford anything. Let's see. Basic maps, yeah. Let's see. Put the 20 in, that comes to 610. That's. We have 1311 yen.
じゃあ とりあえず小川田のバッテリーと充電器取り寄せよろしくです。
We're not going to be able to pay for it in 3 days. That's...
で、言いにくいんですけど、後払いでもいい？
You know, call it a hunch, but Fujita doesn't look like the guy who accepts IOUs.
金払わねえなら物は渡さねえよ。
Yeah. He drives a hard bargain. A fair bargain, but a hard bargain. Part of his job as a pro at the clinic is to check each part he's procured and if needed, restore it and make adjustments. Doc mostly handles used items, so he takes his work pretty seriously. That's what he means by a pro's work. He also doesn't charge for the maintenance, which is pretty cool. The only thing he doesn't charge. At least, that's what Akio tells me.
分かったら3日後に来な。
We're not going to be able to just do this.
頑張ります。
As Kaito said earlier, God help us. Akio gives him a wishy-washy reply, bows her head deeply and exits the store.
さてと。
She stretches out, finally liberated from Doc's overwhelming aura, and even starts doing squats.
お金はどうするつもり？
なんとかなるでしょう。
Unfortunately, that isn't a plan.
なんとかね。
カイ、お小遣いの前借りって何ヶ月分までできる？
I think I know what the answer is going to be.
俺の小遣いは当てにしてるの？
カイだってロボ部だし。
That isn't going to win him over.
さっきドクに言われたでしょ、甘えるなって。それでも俺に金の工面を頼みたいって言うなら分かってるよね。
At this point, it's become a trope in and of its own right. I flaunt my phone droid everywhere.
勝負して俺に勝てたなら従おうじゃないの。
カイってめんどくさい。
Yeah, the same result.
それが俺のポリシーだから。
わかった、やる、やってやる。
She's challenged me 2 days in a row. That's pretty bold for Akiho. She must really be backed into the corner.
いいね。じゃあ始めよう。手加減はしないから。キルバラ起動。
Well, looks like we're doing this. Marking this as my third official kill ballad match. My second against Akiho. Oh my god. Here we go.
ドクって怖いよね。
Well, hopefully the button string combos aren't
そ
going
う
to be too
話してみると結構いいおじいちゃんだよ。
complicated. Also, on the subject of Fujita, he is actually a pretty decent person.
さっきクソとかバカとか言われてたのに。
まあさすがにへこむけど、カイにこれでボコボコにされるよりはへこまないもん。
And fingers crossed I can actually defeat her again.
別にアキちゃんを気遣ってるわけでもないしね。
こんにゃろ
イライラしたからって後で髪ワシャワシャしないでよ。
Okay, not entirely as complicated as I was thinking. Fighting Akiho is fairly straightforward. So that's 3-0. Victory is ours.
まだまだだね、アキちゃん。
Which basically means that Kai is going to decline helping Akiho in this situation. At least when it comes to the Robotics Club. I get the sneaking suspicion that
もうなんでそんなに強いの？
me has a sneaking suspicion that the combo strings are going to get really ridiculous if we go up against one of the big four.
そりゃ毎日やり込んでるから。
We've already spent way too much time hanging out in front of the store. As the sun begins to set, the gaudy neon sign begins to stand out even more.
日が暮れる前に帰ろう。お腹空いちゃった。
はいはい。
Akiho ended up giving up on beating me for the day. By the by, Akiho managed to ruffle up my hair before I could put my helmet on. And we're back at Chuo High, although, as I said previously, I'm going to keep calling it
ここ
Central
今度の
High.
テストに出るよ
And of course, like all high schools, Central High has tests and exams.
つまり自由貿易にはそういうメリットがあるわけだけども、そもそも WTO が設置された意味というのは
Blah blah blah. At least I don't have to answer it. As for Kaito, however, I'm broke. Money, money, money. The world is held together by money. You need money to do everything. Plus, making a robot requires more cash than usual stuff. Be they giant or small, they both require tons of money. How can a lone high school girl like me be ever come up with that kind of cash? Yeah, that's yeah. It is suddenly dawned on me once again that we're back with Akiho, although do you even know my monthly allowance? $3,000 yen. Like, what? I have to ask Kaito what his allowance actually is. Not that I think that he'd actually tell Akio that. That can't cover all of my snacks, clothes, and skincare products. I mean, 3,000 yen for a senior is way too little. But unfortunately, that's just how it is, Akio. I spin my pencil in my hand. And this whole Robo 1 ultimatum the VP gave us wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't for me asking for an increase in budget. Unfortunately, it's too late to finally come to that realization. Now I have to spend even more money to prepare a robot to enter Robo 1. What was even the point? Maybe Kai's right. Maybe the vice principal just wants to shut down the Robotics Club. I don't want to give up. I actually see Robo 1 as a huge opportunity. We can actually get to it. If we win, we can accept our budget with pride. Nobody talks smack about us anymore. They'd all come around to us. That's why the most important thing right now is acquiring 12,000 yen. I don't think Kaito's monthly allowance is 9,000 yen. Money to buy parts. But I've never gotten that kind of cash before, even for New Year's. If I do somehow get an advance, I'd need my New Year's money and a few months of allowance. At this point, I've come to the realization that my brain is filled with nothing but thoughts of how to make cash. In less than 2 weeks. I bite down on my lip and put my head against on my desk. My legs are kicking all over the place. Probably shouldn't do that in the middle of class, Akiho. I wonder if this is how a CEO whose company is on the verge of collapse feels. I wish I could just focus on my dream. Unfortunately, reality is neither that kind nor that simple.
瀬宮どうした気分でも悪いのか
I had a feeling you'd is going to notice.
いたって元気です。
そうか。
My anxiety grows stronger with each passing day. And we're back at the general store. And for some reason we got a tip for the WTO, even though, yet again, it wasn't marked as such. World Trade Organization, an international organization that promotes free trade. Its headquarters are located in Geneva, Switzerland. And that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Lead. And when we return, we shall see just what business we have with Miss Mizuka Ire of the General Store. As always, until next we meet.